And you can see there your updated medal count from the London 2012 Olympics. Look who's in first place, folks. United States of America, 82 total medals. That is a quite a horde. We're now beating China, by 5 medals.
You're feeling pretty good about that.
But I'll tell you what, this is a great, Liam Denning, Heard on the Street columnist, is with us to prove that if you torture data enough, you can come up with anything.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Anything.
Who's the big winner at the Olympics? No, it's not the United States. No, it's not China. Are you really going to sit here and argue that it's Grenada?
It's the global superpower known as Grenada.
This is amazing. Explain to us how Grenada is actually the big winner. Because I think what do they have? 1, 2 medals?
Right.
How many medals?
They had 1 medal when I did the analysis, and I think they've just got a second one.
Right.
So they actually look even better now.
Right. Obviously, they're ongoing, so this changes.
Right.
Explain to me, convince me that Grenada is the big winner here.
Well, if you think about it, when you look at...
Did we publish these pieces that you wrote?
Oh, yeah. They're up online. Yep, absolutely.
All right.
Absolutely. It's value-added stuff. You won't see it anywhere else.
No, you won't.
So
there you can see the medal count, obviously still changing.
If you think about... big powers in the world, and I'll take this back into the rather mundane world of economics for a moment. You don't think about, well, who's got the biggest economy? What you think about is who's got the best standard of living, who's got the biggest economy divided by the population, etc. So I thought I'd take a look at the medal count, and I will say, hand on heart, part of the reason I do this is I'm a lifelong supporter of the Republic of Ireland football team, and this kind of analysis tends to make small, less than thriving nations look a bit better. So if you do it that way, Grenada has won, when I did the analysis, 1 medal, and on that basis, GDP-wise, they've only had to pay out, in terms of GDP, $1.5 billion for that one medal. To produce that one medal. Now, if you do that for other countries, the rankings shift enormously. So look at the United States. It actually drops way down the rankings because each medal costs about $190 billion in GDP, which is roughly the equivalent of the GDP of somewhere between Qatar and Ireland. So, make of that what you will. You look at China. China does a bit better because its economy is slightly smaller than the US on a purchasing power parity basis. So they're about 160 billion. The UK actually does really well compared to other large economies. It only costs something like I think about 48 billion for each of their medals. So the rankings do shift around, and unfortunately, because I also did this looking at demographics, dividing it by population, and I'm afraid on both counts, India comes out looking really, really bad. They actually come down at the bottom of both rankings. They do have quite a lot of people. They do have a lot of people.
Divided by their medal count.
That's right, and actually, interestingly, they've won 1 medal for roughly every 310 million people, and just to kind of put that in perspective, that would be kind of like the US coming home with 1 medal to their name, which, if you can imagine the sort of national catastrophe that would entail, it's pretty sobering.
So how many medals for India is that per power outage?
I think
that's such a cheap shot.
I think the question is more how many power outages per medal would probably be
now. What does
ask.
this do to the sort of sense of national pride, right? I mean, Grenada got 1 medal, but as you point out, on a per capita basis, it's actually quite a good thing. What does this do to that sort of sense of national pride? I mean, in the United States, we expect every Olympics we're going to get a ton of medals. Does it even faze us, really?
Well, I mean, look, America, you kind of expect to come back with at least the #2 position, and in fact, you'll probably, beat yourselves up if you come back with the #2 position. But I can tell you, I mean, just going back to the Ireland analogy, I can tell you every time Ireland even scores a goal, there tends to be a day of celebration in Ireland. So I can tell you, for small countries, just winning 1 medal can be a huge event.
Can be a huge event. All right, Liam Denning, we have to leave it there. Get back to write some real stuff.
Yeah, I'll try.
Talk about Chesapeake.
Thanks.
All right, thank you very much. And you can catch all our coverage of the London Olympics, obviously, on our dedicated page there at thewallstreetjournal.com. Don't miss it. We're still covering it. It's still going on.